The Royal Ocean Racing Club is 100 years old this year, so 2025 is going to be a special year for us. We have our Admiral's Cup being relaunched in the summer, and that will be the pinnacle of our year. But we have a fantastic programme of racing from start to finish. It got off to a perfect start with the RORC Transatlantic, and it's continuing in a fantastic way here in Antigua. The fleet is looking amazing. It's a big fleet this year, but it's got some real quality in there. Quite a lot of large boats, the biggest boats, the Maxis, so they're really serious contenders. They look stunning. We have some local boats from Antigua, and they're on fire. They've done very well in the Nelson's Cup. And we have people like ourselves, who've a Corinthian crew, who've chartered a boat and are going to have a good time. There's something for everyone in this race.
The RORC Caribbean 600 to me it's well up there. RORC have just done a really good job with the race. It's got everything.
Yeah, the Caribbean 600 has become one of the classic 600-mile races around the world.
The race has evolved into a very competitive race. The scenery is beautiful. They're very receptive here. Where else would you rather be this time of year? It's fabulous.
It is a must on every sailor's list. You read about it, you hear about it, you know it's in the Caribbean, beautiful islands. I think the sailing here beats everything. I don't know what it is, but coming out of English Harbour and getting going and then come around the top, it is truly amazing. And you see the bays, it's fabulous.
There's a lot of corners to go around, and it's a good turn up as well, really competitive yachts.
The best sailors in the world are here on some of the best boats in the world, and it's a tricky race. I mean, there's sail changes every 2, 3, 4 hours, something like that. You only get one stretch from St. Bart's to Guadeloupe to really kind of get any rest. But yeah, it's intense. There's a lot of snakes, ladders, and you got to be on your toes the whole time.
The RORC Caribbean 600 is a race as diverse as the course itself. Record-breaking Maxis and professionally crewed teams line up against Corinthian crews racing with family and friends. Warthog is an RP-37 skippered by Jules Mitchell, a local Antiguan boat that will be competing in IRC 1. They're racing on home waters, and the team brings experience and local knowledge to the race.
This sailing team has been together for almost 9 years. We started sailing the little Cork 1720 at National Sailing Academy, and we managed to all stick together in this long time period. And it's just extremely rewarding for us to be here getting ready for the Caribbean 600. It's almost the penultimate event that we would do as a team that we haven't done yet. The goal is definitely to podium. We completely understand how hard it is as far as racing goes, and our boat is extremely difficult to sail consistently well all the time. We're talking good averages, because we have boats in our class like Pata Negra, which are designed around sailing offshore entirely. Our boat's a lot more tweaky. It's very nice for inshore, but to maintain good speeds offshore is going to be an extreme challenge. The team is extremely motivated because this is what we all love to do. We're all trying to make this a career. We're not fully professional yet. We're still getting a lot of exposure and still gaining experience. The amount of effort and dedication that we've had from the team in the last 2 weeks alone has given me enough confidence to think that we can really pull out a really good result in the 600.
Haspa Hamburg is a JV52 from Germany, and it continues its proud tradition of training young sailors.
So it's really nice to be here. So much sun and such good winds. There are so many professional sailors here, and it's an honor to be as an amateur here. Most of us knew each other before, so we sailed with each other and have fun with each other. We're really good friends, also not on board. It's just a big honor to also be here. And a success would be that we, first of all, have fun, grow as a team, be in a good position, obviously, in the race, but that's also hard if there are a lot of professionals, so we have to be realistic in that point of view. But I really think that we have been successful if we are in the middle field, if we didn't break much, and that we grow as a team. I think it's very cool because there are not that many young people in offshore sailing, and it's nice to be a part of it and to get the opportunity to sail in such big races.
Slovenian sailor Matic Vreko has sailed solo across the Atlantic to Antigua aboard his family's Elan 450 Karpo.
Hi, my name is Matic Vreko. I'm from Slovenia, here sailing on sailboat Karpo as a skipper, and I haven't been home since October. I sailed here from Rolex Middle Sea race, and I'm really excited to be here. I assembled the crew, and it's not our regular crew, it's assembled from different boats, from different clubs. We are all Corinthian sailors, just friends, all contributing to be here on this race. I think we're gonna fit together perfectly. We had our first sail today as a whole crew, and it's still a few rough spots, but I have a good feeling. The thing that brings me the most joy is knowing that we are here, the first team of Slovenians representing our home country. I think it's something really special, and we just came together in a place far, far from home, and we're all thrilled to be here.
The battle in IRC Class Zero is fierce. Frederick Putzin's newly launched Carkeek 54 Daguet 5 enters the race as a serious contender.
Last year we sailed with Daguet 3, it was a KR46, so a smaller boat, 10 years old boat, and with this boat we have a bigger boat, much more powerful, having a mast more half, and the idea is to have something really more powerful, being to be more faster reaching and also downwind. So one is a kind of a turbo TP52. Is something more onshore or offshore, but in a smaller package. And the idea of our boat was to have something more offshore with this special special boat for an IRC, with giving us more ability to go downwind in a strong wind, in big waves. Of course, having maybe more difficulties to go upwind, but I think we are going to find a solution. I can give you all the secrets. We have the main thing that obvious for everybody is the bow for sure, but we try to fine-tune every details of this boat with builder Jason Carrington and Leamington, and we try to push everything as far as we can due to the technology we have in this kind of boat today. Even the mast is specific. So for us, it's a global idea, philosophy, a package, and it's a part of our project.
"66 boats are making final preparations on the docks ahead of the 16th edition of the RORC Caribbean 600. The forecast predicts 20+ knots of breeze, 2 to 3 meters of sea states, and glorious sunshine.
Yeah, well, we're about to race on a 600-mile offshore Caribbean around the island.
I understand it's grueling and very rewarding at the same time.
For a lot of us, it's the first time for me. We've sailed her here from the factory in Sweden, so 9,000 miles to get to this start. Feeling good, energized, got a little sleep, not much.
Forecast looks like it's going to be pretty decent and steady out of the east. Probably anywhere between 10 to 20 up and down the course.
Skipper's briefing, we discussed the weather for the following day, how the system for the crew will be. Gonna work really hard through the wind shadows, all gonna be on deck, trimming hard, doing with the weight, and doing our best to just push through and get to the breeze on the other side.
Final preparations, making some first food to eat during the first hours.
My name's Tyden Jones, and this is my first time doing it. I usually sail Opties, but now I'm gonna sail on his boat just for experience.
Bernie, the captain of the boat, he knows what he's doing. I think he sailed. Bernie, have you sailed every single one? Yeah, Bernie sailed every single RORC since it started.
Today is the start of the RORC 600, and right now we're about to go out there to hype the teams and drive fear in the other teams and celebrate and market Antigua to the fullest.
Last few hours for me, get the race day jitters are gone, and I am ready to go. Let's race, man.
Yeah, good, ready?
Nervous anticipation, I would say.
Nervous, definitely nervous.
It's really exciting, and we're a bit over the deadline to go out, so a bit nervous, but yeah, we're feeling the best.
God, what is the time?
8:30.
8:30. 2.5 hours until the start of the race.
I tell my crew every time we get on board, we're going to send it, so that's what we're doing today.
Mark, the crew just said it's sunny and a chance of racing fast is what we're going to be looking for. So my man right here is spot on. Thank you, guys.
I got something for you.
Tell me.
This is the year. We upgrade this year. We have the bell and we have the flag. So wherever is the flag, there's the bell. And this is how we're going to celebrate. Yeah, Irene.
Thank you very much.
See you out there.
See ya. Thank you.
Local spectators gather at Fort Charlotte, one of the best vantage points to watch the start of the race. 66 boats are preparing on the water, and trade winds are pumping from the southeast, setting the stage for a spectacular race ahead.
Yeah, it's okay, thank you very much. Yes, please, with the position, yep.
So here we are at the start of the Caribbean 600 up here on Fort Charlotte, and we're just setting up for this amazing iconic race which has become so established and one of the classic 600 milers. But as you can see behind me, we're setting up, we're getting all the race team in place, the flags are getting ready, the media team to do the live broadcast, and we're really excited. And it's a stunning day, great breeze, great conditions for what we hope will be an absolute classic Caribbean 600. All the crews, skippers, anyone on these boats will be absolutely at the height of their stress levels. So this is a really tense time for all the crews on board to make sure they hit the line. Even though they've got 600 miles in a few days, some of the faster boats 2 days, they want to pin that line and make sure they get the best position on the start of this epic race around 11 Caribbean islands.
Yeah, the white one is the top.
It's the one going right with the back of the back.
All right, boys, start of the RORC Caribbean 600. Let's shoot this stuff. Let's go. Thanks to our driver up there, keeping us safe and dry. We're looking forward to it. 60 plus boats. Let's go.
We're ready to shoot, man.
A very warm welcome to you wherever you are in the world from Fort Charlotte, Antigua, for the start of the 2025 RORC Caribbean 600. We have got picture perfect conditions, 17 knots from the east and glorious tropical sunshine.
All competitors in the Caribbean 600 race, this is Ocean 1, good morning. The ODM is in position and can be pinged. This is Ocean 106. Have a great race.
thoughts and dreams, feelings that I need here.
Lucky, skippered by Brian Earhart, takes monohull line honours in the 2025 RORC Caribbean 600, finishing in an impressive one day, 17 hours, 14 minutes and 12 seconds.
These are very fast boats against us, and you've got to get so many things right. The ley lines right, you've got to get shifts right in order for that to work, and to end up just ahead at the finish was exciting to us. It was is our fourth time doing it, and we've always enjoyed the ability to race a good race until you get to Guadeloupe. Of course, when you're in the lead, as we were this time to get there, you go first. So you become the guinea pig. People see where you go. We saw today that Leopard went a little bit further out because I think they saw that we looked like we were in trouble there. But we were able to catch breeze after only a limited time of very slow speeds and get out of there at the right time. It was very close racing all the way. They had to perform at a very high level. The crew did and won in navigation. It all came together for us. We're happy to be line on our sit, with Lucky.
Well, the RORC Caribbean 600 is amazing. It's a course for us navigators. It's basically non-stop. It's one thing after another. There's not a single minute of relaxation, of chilling out. Just making sure that the boat doesn't hit any rock, just trying to go as close as possible to the headlands, to the turning mark, the lee side of the islands, the wind shadows. So all these ingredients make, especially for navigator, and for everyone actually in the crew, because there's a lot of maneuvers, a lot of sail changes as well, makes pretty much working all the time, non-stop.
We have a performance characteristic when we start to reach or run that allows us to get up on our chine and move quite quickly with the triple heading. It's really hard to beat us if the wind is up. If the wind is light, then we would have been beaten. But thankfully, Antigua brought us great winds. Leopard is a great competitor. We've raced against her all the way back from when I had a TP52. In fact, we were tied up next to her looking like a dinghy. So I've always admired that Leopard program. It's done so many great things over so many years. Honestly, when I ever leave the dock, I don't think we'd come ahead of Leopard in a line honors duel. And it was a great duel. So we congratulate them on a great effort. We love the competition. We aren't always going to come out on top. They aren't always going to come out on top. And that's what we love about sailing.
Shortly after Lucky's finish, the battle for second place unfolded. Leopard 3 and Pyewacket 70 rounded the final island Redonda side by side, with Leopard holding off Pyewacket to cross the line just over 30 minutes ahead.
The start here in Antigua is one of the most exciting starts in the world, along with the middle sea race in that Grand Harbour. Getting off the line clean, getting your first lane. Ed Bebb was our tactician, and as he did with the Nelson's Cup, he called it all perfectly. Led out to Green Island. Lucky overtook us on the way to Barbuda, and then Pyewacket also caught us, and then we got Pyewacket back during the night off St. Bart's.
We passed Leopard really fast, which was enjoyable, and we were second to Saba, almost first, as it turned out, because she got locked up in a light air spot. So we were almost first, but then they got going upwind, and then there was no contact for a long time. They were 10 to 15 miles ahead of us, and then on the run back down to Guadalupe Island, which is always a trip, we caught both of them up again, especially Leopard, and been a dogfight ever since.
So going into Guadalupe with Pyewacket behind us and Lucky in front of us, by the time we got to Barbuda, I think they had a couple of miles on us, and Pyewacket was a couple of miles behind.
Once we got going again, we were only 3 miles behind Leopard when we turned that mark again at Barbuda, and ran them down to where we were almost dead even until they started going upwind again, and then they go, quarter knot faster than us, and so this is the story. It's a great story and a beautiful finish.
And those guys sailed that boat beautifully. There's no two ways about it. There was some great competition. As we saw in the Nelson's Cup, these boats are very well sailed now. it's all pretty tough, and every one of those boats has its sweet spot, so to speak. But all in all, no, we're very happy. Obviously, it's nice to win like we did last year. We had a great race. It was a tough race. There was no letting up. It was 20 knots pretty much all the way around the course. So the boat's at 23, 24, 25 degree heel angle, reef in, reef out, sails up, sails down. It was exhausting.
The American Volvo 70 Tschüss 2, owned and skippered by Christian Zugel, crossed the finish line of the race on the 26th of February, shortly after 9 a.m, setting the best corrected time under IRC.
But once you're offshore and you realize the boat is moving at a rapid clip, all you see is ocean around you or some beautiful islands, it's just very different than inshore racing. It's hard to put into words. And if you, let's say, 2 a.m, you get on deck, look around, you see stars, you're moving at a rapid clip, all you hear is water rushing and some commands. It is pretty special.
Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, just the boat's got a set of legs on it that is unreal. Guys that have a lot more experience than I have of these boats, Neil MacDonald, Stu Ballantyne, for instance, there's just something with this particular boat that makes it very special, and it's been proven before, and it's nice to be able to continue it under the Tschüss name and logo, I suppose. And for me, it's got pedigree, and there's plenty more to come.
I think there's a certain element of luck involved, but also, you've got to have a good strategy for how you're going to tackle it. And I'm a big believer in that. You can't just go in there and think it's a roll of the dice. It's really, really important to have a plan and stick to it. So I've definitely got on my chart, so a little potato is saying if the breeze is from the south of east or south-southeast, don't go here. At 12:30 on a Tuesday afternoon. It'd be a lovely place to go if you wanted to go fishing. We got overtaken by a freighter 3 times that was only doing 7 knots. Very frustrating.
What's important for me is the personnel and the guys you can see behind me. Most of the lads there have been sailing with us since day one, since Christian got the boat.
Well, we knew that it's going to be a really tough race this year. With 11 boats in our class, that's the highest number ever in Super Zero. And we knew we had to perform at our very best. And I think the team did just an amazing job.
3 cheers for Tschüss! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip!
The Carkeek 52, skippered by Timothy Powell and owned by Nicholas Sennström, finished later that day at 15:15 after an intense battle with Daguet 5. Among the crew is Jenny Gustafsson, racing her first RORC Caribbean 600 on Ran. A graduate of the Royal Swedish Yacht Club's youth program, she's part of the next generation stepping into offshore racing.
When we were coming to the finish line, we knew that it was very close. So when we got to the finish line, I didn't know who won. But I asked Steve, and it was, we got this. That was a really nice feeling. It was a lot of sail changes, a lot of things going on. It was wet, not that much sleep, and very fun. It's a really fun boat to sail on.
Absolutely epic race, it always is. Great to have. We had the French boat Daguet with us, sort of a sister ship to us, a little bit bigger, a little bit quicker. I mean, they sailed absolutely brilliantly. They really, really did. Very, very quick boat. We've always managed to get back into them at times. They pulled ahead. They're going really fast. There's a lot of cloud, and that's a big thing in this part of the world. You look at the grid files, you look at the weather, and that tells you one thing, and then you have to look around you, get your head out the boat and look at some clouds, and we saw a big opportunity. slightly rolled the dice, and it came better than we could have imagined. 15 miles behind, going around Donda, and we got back to within sort of 4 or 5 miles with them, and that's enough to save our time on rating. So, you know, great battle, huge credit to those guys. They really did make it a fabulous 2 days.
These boats are very hard to sail because they're wide, water ballast, twin rudder. So we've been having a few years now to get up to speed, and this year with the Daguet 5 here, and just out of the box, they're very, very fast in certain conditions. So we've been watching them very closely, and I'm sure we're going to have a debrief and say, okay, what can we learn from them? And I'm sure they're looking at us and learning from us. So that's what you want. You want really, really tight competition with similar yachts, and then that's how everyone is learning. And we certainly love the competition, and the Daguet 5 team put on a really, really, really good competition this year.
We decided to come because it was our first 600. We are a bit shy because we don't know the boat. We just sailed 6 days on the boat all together, and the boat is brand new. So we have no experience, we have not a tuning guide of the boat, if I may say. So I'll just say, okay, let's try to finish the race and learn. We need to learn and to have experience together on the boat. And finally, we played during the race with Ran, and it was just a pleasure to sail in this condition with such a high competitor.
Honestly, finishing behind the guys like the Ran crew, no shame about that. Don't take me wrong, it's not a lack of ambition, but really they're sailing well. They're working hard on their boats for years now, and we are so happy. I think before the race we would not expect to finish so close to them in a compensated time. 8 minutes is nothing if you divide it by 600. I think so many moments the boat was sailing over 20 knots at night, like with the noise and the sea and the stars, and it's so fantastic. We're in February, we're sailing 25 degrees day, night. Just fantastic.
I know that we achieve our goal together when I'm looking back to the team, when we are downwind very, very fast, and when I look at the crew and all the crew is smiling all together. That's the best.
20 knots. The waves just coming over us.
Early start, late finish.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
This was a time where things played out. It could also go the other way around. So the reality is the finish could be either way, right? Of course, we're pleased that we won. We fought hard for it, and sometimes with yacht racing, you need to be having the benefit of some shifts as well. So that's what we benefited from. But without that, they would have won the race.
So the RORC Caribbean 600 is for me and the team too. Is one of the top moments in the season, maybe the best. Because we have sun, we have waves, we have wind, and we have good teams, nice boats, boat of every size, so it's just a pleasure to sail in such conditions.
But it's a fantastic race, it's such a fantastic venue, and it's good breeze, there's a lot of corners to go around, and it's a good turn up as well, really competitive yachts, and it's such a good ambiance after sailing. It's very informal, but everyone's having a good time.
At around 1700 local time on February 27, the Royal Ocean Racing Club declares Tschüss 2, co-skippered by Christian Zugel and Johnny Morden, as the overall winner of the 2025 RORC Caribbean 600.
So the final couple of hours, everybody is extremely tired. I don't think we even spoke for 30 minutes. We were just literally sitting there hoping that it's over soon. And you just sort of see Antigua, you know where you're going, but it's still distance and miles away and beating into the waves. And then slowly but surely, as you get closer and closer to the finish, you begin to relax. Chatter starts, laughter starts. You're not quite high-fiving yet, but you are definitely feeling that everybody's beginning to relax. The emotions overwhelm you, you're so excited, you're tired, you're happy. All of it flows together, but only on the last couple of miles. This was an extremely competitive race. We had 11 entries in our class, and there were amazing boats. Leopard, Lucky, Pyewacket, Elios, Balthasar, just to name a few. And we knew it will be a real battle. We knew Lucky and Leopard would race ahead, but they have a very tough handicap. to overcome. So once we sort of knew we had IRC Super 01, we said, let's focus on who is behind us. Do we have a good chance against them or not? And we kept following their battle very, very closely. And it was between Daguet and Ran. We actually all were so tense that we went to a bar and literally had 3 laptops open and kept track of every marker. Then at the end, Ran caught a right shift, a big right-hander, and which allowed them to not only pass Daguet, but also start eating into our time. And the nervousness on our crew was unbelievable. But then once they crossed the finish line, we knew we had it. It was obviously great relief and lots of joy.
This is massive. Winning the RORC 600 for me is a pinnacle. Got these top end boats that were chipping at us the whole time, and when we finally figured it out yesterday afternoon, the roars and shouts from the lads and that was just phenomenal. Like the individuals come together as a team, and for me it's like that's the most important aspect of it. Yes, we're mates, but kind of pulling in the same direction, and we talk a lot. You know, every maneuver was talked through. We passed a comment as well, like the lads start talking about one particular maneuver with 30 minutes before the maneuver was going to happen, let's say, and they used up that 30 minutes, and you just keep learning. I'm still learning, you know, sailing with these guys.
It was quite the journey, and it is an amazing race, and I can only recommend it to anybody out there in the sailing world to do it at least once. So I think winning a race like this really starts with having a competitive boat, having a well-prepared boat, and having an amazing crew. And I think that's part of the ingredients. If you want to be competitive in these races, you got to have all 3. I'm lucky we have all 3.
Mark Gilmont's MG5 wellness training took multi-hull line honours in 2 days, 7 hours, 51 minutes and 17 seconds. Thomas Kasberg's ORC 50 Malolo finished just over 20 minutes later, but claimed the overall multi-hull class win on corrected time.
Lining up with a bunch of other very fast 50-foot boats was something I hadn't done before. I've done a lot of one design racing. So our strategy was, first of all, to have the right sail selection. I think that's where we actually gained on that first leg. I think we were set up well for the conditions. And the other was just to basically find a place close to the pin, get a lane, and not worry too much about whether we're right on the line or first, just that we had space and room to rumble.
After Barbuda, we sail 6 miles behind Malolo.
We were just in front of from them, like at the end. Well, thanks to them first, because without them, I think the race would not have been like that much fun.
They came ultimately and just straight line rolled over us. Not much we could do. We tried some different sail combinations. Put up a J0, really strapped it in, and that actually helped for a while. But then the breeze picked up. We had to douse that, so we threw everything at it we could. But credit to them. I mean, they sailed well.
10 miles before the finish line, we pass it. We pass them, and we are very happy. And we don't make a pause before the finish line. So it's a great, so great.
But we were happy because we knew that overall we were in very good position for the race. We really wanted that line honors, as did Mark. So we had a beer with him last night and we talked about that. But credit to them, they sailed well and they came back and took the line honors.
Quite proud of winning the fight at the end. It's just line honors, but it was pretty cool. Yeah.
It was fun at the end there to be part of that, to be that competitive with a boat like MG5 and Mark, obviously a great sailor, and his crew.
And I'm so proud of all the crew members, Eric, Elan, Martin, Nicolas, and David. So we have to come back.
But next year we come back with a new sail, because the sail now are a little tired, like us, like me.
Philippe Fran's NM43 Albator secured first place in IRC 1 with a time of 2 days, 22 hours, 44 minutes and 33 seconds.
I don't sleep a lot during the race, but the crew was fantastic and pushing on Albator really hard, and it was a fantastic achievement at the end.
We made it because the team is excellent, you know. It's a very complementary team. We have people from the dinghies, people from the Figaro, people that have done worldwide races, and it's very big ambience, a very nice ambience, and it's very well welded together, you know.
We sail together since a long time, so now we know each other. We have to work on board.
Big team like this, what is important?
Is it important to have a good time? My beautiful shirt! Is it important to have some crew with no beer?
It's always a beautiful race, 3 times in a row, almost in a row, and we still love it, you know. And this is just perfect, different condition, challenging condition this year, very different on the way to Guadeloupe. Quite tough, I would say, with the choppy sea, and but we're happy to be here with you.
Team Scarlet on Emily, the British Elan 450, skippered by Ross Appleby, won IRC 2, marking his 9th class victory in the RORC Caribbean 600.
We just won our class in the Caribbean 600, which was pretty awesome, given it's my first ever offshore race as well.
Well, it's a different challenge, you know, on lots of levels, different course and a different boat. So that kind of puts a new spin on it. So it's up there. I mean, we've had some great races before, and this was another great race.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, it was a little bit scary at times because I've not done bow work in the dark before. But I think one of my favourite parts of the race was coming around the back of Sabre and, you know, dropping the kite, storming down with the jib and kite up together right before the drop, and being on the bow with the big mountains of Sabre looming as we came by it. We kind of stayed up for most of the second night to try and push on with the run down to Guadeloupe, so that was a bit tough at times, getting some sleep on the rail. My dad was on Celeste and we beat him, so that was pretty cool. It was a bit close at times. The family were placing bets, but but we won.
I think you've seen the team come together and, you know, get their heads around a new boat. That was kind of cool. Trying to work out what the boat would and wouldn't do. Finding some things it was great at, which was nice, and some things it was less great at. But in fact, coming off the start line, we thought we'd be slow at wind, but in breeze it's just fine. And we got a pretty good start and managed to cross the whole fleet. So that was probably the highlight of the way, just making that bit stick.
Another RORC Caribbean 600 comes to an end. 600 miles, 11 islands, and a race filled with challenges and close battles across the fleet. From record-breaking performances to Corinthian teams taking on the course, this year's edition had it all.
Come dance in my glow. get enough. That summer feeling love. Ooh, me and my friends dancing till we drop, and the good times don't stop.
There's a lot of things to look forward to in this race, but probably the thing I'm looking forward most to at the end of this race would be an ice cold Carib.
What is warm? Feels good.
Pretty good and refreshing.
Yeah.